Hey, welcome back here with Kyle and Jack here on the Safety Mile with Kyle and Jack. Got a few things we're going to talk about this week. We'll go over the birthdays and anniversaries, a couple truck buyouts. Hey, I got my Billy Bob jersey on. I'm ready to go trick-or-treating already. So thank you for tuning in, guys. We got some important stuff to talk about, some hardware that we've achieved thanks to the drivers. So, Kyle, what you got?
Yeah, so guys, we've got some birthdays here for the last week. Happy birthday, of course. We've got John Briley, Jim Krapp, who actually just won a fishing trip at the Driver Appreciation Week from W&B. So I hope the fishing is going well, Jim. Jeffrey Lazinski, Matthew Kern, Alan Artega, Michael Yerger, whose wife just had a birthday last week, and also they just had their second $1 buyout last month, so congratulations, of course, Michael. Robert Blankenship, Tremaine Hall, Ron Cooper, Robert London, Hi Quaylar, Curtis Baldwin, and Markello Ocampo. So happy birthday, guys.
Yeah,
hope it's
happy
a
birthday.
great one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hope it's a great year for you.
Have a good one, guys. All right, anniversaries. Okay, 1 year anniversaries. Stephen Ballou, Sel Garcia, Robert Hedrick, Danny Zinkin, and John Heron. Those are the 1 year anniversaries. Thank you, guys. And 3 years, that's going to be Troy Wickert. Guys, awesome. Thank you for hanging in there with us and being valuable drivers out there for us. We really appreciate you. Now for a $1 buyout. Just this past Monday, Bruce Shininsky just came in and paid off his truck Monday, got the LO number put on his truck. That is so cool. Bruce, congratulations. That is so awesome. Now I'm talking about a little hardware we just achieved here, guys. And this is directly from the dedication of the drivers out there on the road. I mean, you guys, that's where the load meets the dock. I mean, that's where it takes place. A couple weeks ago, we just achieved the Tyson Premier Carrier Award, which we have here with us. That's a huge achievement. And then yesterday, we just got word we just won the 2022 Gold Carrier of the Year Award for General Mills. That's pretty cool.
Wow, that's great.
Because General Mills, that's a worldwide company. To get that kind of recognition,
All right.
and that's purely done from our drivers. But not only that, this is our 3rd year in a row to win that award. That's amazing. And that's purely out of the dedication of our drivers. Congratulations, guys. Thank you for working with us and helping us achieve that.
Absolutely. Your dedication is definitely appreciated, and thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do all this stuff without you guys. I did want to talk about proper violation procedure this week, everybody. Specifically, JCT's policy states that within 48 hours of you receiving a DOT inspection, you got to turn that into us. And of course, if it's a clean inspection, you get a $25 bonus to your check. So that's always great. But what I wanted to specifically talk about was in the instance that you receive a bad inspection or a violation on your inspection from a DOT officer. To that, I'll say, you know, officers are as human as you and I. You know, they make mistakes just the same as Jack does.
Yeah.
Me, I definitely do. Every day they're out there, and sometimes they might give you a wrong violation, something that isn't correct. We actually have the tools to be able to remove that from your record and our record. You know, it helps both of us in this instance.
Right.
To that I'll say we have through the FMCSA website, we have something called Data Queue. Through that, we can contest any violation you guys receive, but what you guys can do specifically to help us, and really you guys are your first line of defense in the instance that you could receive a violation, you can provide us evidence through picture taking, through written statements, to be able to state that this violation was given to you in error. Let's say, for instance, that you get a common violation that is received chafed airlines on your truck or your trailer to connecting. In that case, you can actually take a picture of your airlines if they are not in fact chafed, if they're looking nice and pristine. You can send that into us, and we can actually use that in your defense to show, actually we can see here, due to this timestamp showing that on 10/27, this picture was taken showing that it's good to go, and the violation was on 10/27. You see what I mean? Send that on into us whenever you send in your DOT violation paperwork, and we can in fact send that in to defend you. Along with that, if you can also, you know, sometimes you might need to take your truck in to get a repair, a fix-it ticket as they call it. If an officer in fact states or mechanic states that there's nothing wrong with your vehicle and you shouldn't have received a violation, I would get that in writing. I would get that in writing, and I would try to get that sent over to us as well, so we can send that again to the FMCSA to defend you. Now, typically, it might take a little bit of time for us to receive that okay or you were right from the FMCSA, but we're still going to be sending these whenever we can. With that, I'll just say make sure that you're on top of the ball. If you get a violation, I think it's smart to call us as soon as possible so that we can start the process to make sure that that violation is removed. As time goes on, the officer's probably going to forget what happened. We don't want to wait a month to turn these things in. We want to get on it immediately. The sooner we do, the better chance we have of collecting evidence and submitting that to the FMCSA. Again, just give us calls, talk to us, communicate with us, and we will work this stuff out together. That's going to be it for me. Off to old Jack here.
All right. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. That's good stuff, Kyle. That is good stuff. All right. This week, I'm going to talk a little bit about fatigue, drowsy driving. That's something, as drivers, we face a lot, and it's to me, it's one of the most senseless accidents I see on the road. In my 26 years, these have been some of the worst accidents I've seen, and most gut-wrenching, because they're senseless, they're needless. And it is true, the majority of these accidents do happen between midnight and 6 a.m. That's the most dangerous time. I'm going to throw a few more statistics at you. Drowsy driving accounts for over 100,000 accidents a year. That accounts for over 71,000 injuries and over 1,500 fatalities every year that happen needlessly. There's a few things we can do to combat this. One, we want to make sure that we can and we do get plenty of rest. Two, we want to make sure we don't fixate on anything. We don't get that blank stare while driving down the road. Fatigue will set in, and you'll get drowsy very quick with that fixed stare. So we want to make sure we keep our eyes motivated, keep scanning those mirrors. Because by doing that, we're putting fresh information into the brain constantly. We're keeping the brain more active, and so it does help combat that fatigue. Another thing, these accidents, this doesn't just attack the new drivers. It doesn't attack the vet, it attacks all drivers as far as drowsy driving goes. I've seen it happen with new guys. I've seen it guys that have been out on the road 30 and 40 years. These things happen. So this isn't just one genre or one segment of drivers. This is happening across the board. And so we want to make sure that we work on it, we spot the signs, and we do what we need to do to combat it. The next thing I suggest doing, and it's really for the betterment of your health in general, is every 2 to 3 hours, you need to stop, find a safe place to park, and walk for just a few minutes. Every couple, 2, 3, 4 hours. We need to find a safe place, get out of that truck, walk a few laps around the truck, get that blood flowing again to the legs and the extremities. I know a lot of drivers have developed leg issues, blood clots, and this thing. That's from the long periods that we spend sitting in the trucks. So the more often we can get out of that truck, walk around, get that blood flowing again, the better off we're going to be, not only just for fatigue, but for our health in general. That's all I got. Once again, guys, here's the Tyson Hardware. I want to say a big thank you to Miss Katrina, our producer, for putting this together and making us look as good as we do. We're pretty goofy, so it does take some work. So thank you, guys. Kyle?
Yeah, guys, just thanks for tuning in, of course. Drop us a like, drop us a comment. If you have a question specifically, of course, always feel free to call us.
I would smash that like button.
Smash the like button. I will say, you guys are our first defense out there. We might talk about this in here, but really the conversation needs to happen out there as well.
Amen.
If you can communicate with your fellow drivers, have these conversations, it can help out a lot, and in fact, make a big difference out there on the road. Again, thanks guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate you. Deuces.